Well, regarding censorship and freedom of speech, the First Amendment in the American Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, which basically means that the freedom of speech is a fundamental human right, to a certain extent. But how isn't it in Denmark?
In Denmark, our constitution, the Grundloven, in the 77th paragraph, it states as follows: everyone is lawful to imprint in writing and speak, to publish one's thoughts, however, with responsibility to the court. Censorship and other preventive precautions can never be imposed. This means that it's legal to publish whatever you want or however you want to express yourself, but it should be considered that still it should not be slandering or anything illegal, and also that this law can never be changed. But what do you mean that it's only legal to a certain extent?
Well, censorship is a multi-faced issue in the United States. The freedom of speech has since its enshrinement been accompanied by controversy. A clear historical example of this is American Art Society clashing with the Constitution was in Hollywood in the 1950s, where several instructors, screenwriters, actors were accused of being communists, and they were hereby blacklisted. This was a McCarthyan way of silencing several members of the artistic environment, and an obvious break of the Constitution. But how is it in Denmark? So no one has to hold anything back.
Both yes and no. They say it's Constitution says that they may express whatever they want. But it also says that what one expresses, there may not be slandering or any form of harming others when you express something. An ongoing problem about censorship is the former PET class. That is the agency. He is writing a book about his time in PET, and PET are currently deciding whether or not it jeopardizes our national security or current operations as an art. But even though the Constitution is only to a certain extent, is there any examples of the court ruling in favor of the Constitution?
An example of the court ruling in favor of the Constitution was actually a 1965 case, Tinker versus Des Moines. Des Moines was a high school, and these teenage siblings called Tinker, they were suspended for wearing black armbands protesting the Vietnam War to school. And then John Tinker, the brother, claimed that it was a direct violation of the First Amendment, and so the court ruled that censorship imposed by the school was quite unjust. So does that happen in Denmark, or has it happened in Denmark?
No, not as far as I remember, but in Denmark it's legal, completely legal to express your political opinion, for example, with t-shirts or bracelet or whatever. We actually do a lot. You see a lot of people wearing t-shirt, maybe with a political party or a statement or bracelets or whatever, and no one says anything to that. It's full legal and everyone has accepted that.
Yeah, in American schools, our dress code is very important, and
very strict outside.
yeah, it is very censored, both, as you say, like political. So that's why there's so much censorship on dress codes, like in the dress code. And yeah, there's just generally censorship in our dress codes. I can actually remember that the U.S. has actually approved direct censorship. For an example, in cases regarding criminal charges such as the incitement of riots, where certain freedom or political opinion may lead to potential harm or danger. And actually, against the Constitution, years back, there was this so-called obscenity law. It was introduced, and over the years, this law has been interpreted differently in the spirit of time, where new issues has presented itself. First, the problems were books such as Lady Chatterley's Lover, which explores the necessity of being a sexual human being despite a marriage to someone who can't have a sexual need. And the most recent dilemmas has been regarding porn and in the United States, which is quite a paradox because the porn industry is actually biggest in the United States.
What about freedoms in the press in the US?
Well, media committing actual malice has rarely been treated with any sympathy by the U.S. court, but you should explain how it is in Denmark.
Yeah, that sounds a bit different from what it is like in Denmark. Here, one can complain to what we call Pasnævnet. This is an organization, and although the cases can prove locally and complicated. An example of this is in 2007. It's a story in Danish gossip magazine, Se og Hør, and they published a story about the Danish politician Nasser that he was paying construction workers money to the table. Then he filed a complaint, and Nasser filed a complaint in 2012, 5 years after. Then the court in Copenhagen decided that newspapers or the magazine had no evidence of their claim, and they had to pay $5,000 to Nasser. And this crime is also known as slandering, accusing someone for something they didn't do. They said the claim of this case had ruined several things for him. Kadek stated that it was one of the contributing reasons that he and his wife got a divorce, and it most likely affected his case in the election for parliament, and in relation to the US, the funds are smaller.
In the US, this is definitely a more risky business for the newspapers. If one, for an example, brought a claim as this one towards Nasser towards a person such as Jim Walton, one of the owners of Walmart, and currently the 15th wealthiest person according to Forbes, he would have enough financial capacity to sue the newspaper with the best lawyers in the country and simply break this newspaper economically. This is one of the major problems with good journalism in the US. It can only be US is actually controlled by the wealthiest people in the country because they have the money and therefore the power. So, would you claim that informally freedom of speech is less risky in Denmark than it is in the US?
As long as I'm not spamming or anything else on the side, then it's a lot less risky to be critical as a private person or company or whatever. I can actually say that you're not allowed to be critical towards some things in the US because the people you're critical against, that they don't agree with you, then they can sue you for money. So that you can't, there's not total freedom at all, not just because for claiming something or accusing something that's wrong, but also that you can't be critical. The newspapers only print what they know the people will accept. They won't maybe print something true, but something that someone doesn't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. In that context, I also think about blasphemy, and I remember the Muhammad crisis a few years ago in Denmark. So, what are your thoughts in Denmark regarding to this blasphemy?
It's quite liberal, but it's also a very double standard. In 1984, the Danish artist Jens Bjørn he was hired to paint a great wall in town in a train station, medieval train station. He chose to depict Jesus with a penis, and a lot of Christians were very angry by this and very offended, and all this anger that ended up with them removing this picture on the wall. But the standards they come when in 2005. Years later, the Danish newspaper, also very liberal newspaper, the Jyllands-Posten posted a satire of Islam's prophet Muhammad, and they featured him in his turban. You may have seen it. And suddenly, the Danish were strict protectors of that censorship is against the Constitution of Grundloven, so that it should stay and we should not remove it and we should not listen to those who criticize it. So you can see, when it's our own religion or our own thing that someone makes fun of, then we should be, it shouldn't be there. And because we have so many double standards, but we don't really have that self-censor. You can't really think should I do this, should I not? Maybe they both went over the line, but we just can't see it with the one with Muhammad because that's not our religion, but we can see it with the other one because that attacks us, you can say, our religion at least, but we can't be that many that protest against it because we aren't that many really Orthodox Christians that are official. Might be like if that's how many that is a member of the church, but in like practice not so many.
Yeah, in a cultural aspect, you might say.
Yeah, that we are, we have basis on those values, but not in real life. Not that much. But I've heard about the story about the first notes. What is your opinion on that? It's magic different than ours.
Actually, I believe what it did was wrong because it jeopardizes our national security. Well, surveillance, I believe surveillance is okay as long as you haven't got anything to hide. And what do you think? I can only imagine that you believe that, like, you think it's very on the contrary.
Yeah, I believe the syntax is quite patriotic because a good part of the American identity is not faith and trust in the government. In addition to this, government has no right to put anyone under surveillance. So, what you say, he took matters into his own hands, I would say. Also, as a European citizen, I'm quite concerned that they believe that they have the right to put Europeans under surveillance. Most notably are probably most important European leaders and Angela Merkel.
So I should we should conclude our conversation right now. And I like what I think is that Europeans tend to be more loose in censorship, but whereas the US is we're definitely stricter, even though we're actually the definition of a free country.
Yeah, but you're like that. Your amendment there also like kind of your like
I know what you mean. That's
those and
but
that's like yours same, you know, like I think compare that.
Yeah, traditionally we consider our amendment at the same level as the Bible actually. But
yours founded on that.
Exactly, and actually I believe that censorship in both of our constitutions tend to be quite paradoxical. So yeah, thanks for the talk.